Let's just wait for it to wake up. Come on. There we go. This. Subscribe to earn Discord drops. Excellent. There's an incentive. Alright. Alright. Hello and welcome everyone. It's me, Nightlord131. And today I'm just going to continue what we were doing in the previous stream. So, yeah. That will be today's plans for today. Oh, hi there. Yeah. We're going to maybe do it. Well, I should probably say this before we commence, but tomorrow I'm going to do a what kind of stream? I'm going to be doing a tier list tomorrow, and it's going to be all metal and punk bands that I will be talking about and making into a tier list. So, yeah, that'll be tomorrow. I'm probably going to shoot for that around like 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, yeah. That'll probably be tomorrow. Yo, yeah, welcome to the stream. And, what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, on Tuesday, I'm going to be maybe streaming on Tuesday, but I'm going to be playing Fortnite again because there's a lot of cool stuff going on with that, and yeah. Where's the other guy? Let's see if we can find that one. But yeah, we'll be just working on we'll just be working on getting the giant farm area ready. So, yeah. But how's everyone's day going? Oh, come on. Just give me a sec. Trying to get this guy to... this person over here. Come on. Alright. Oh, you may be asking yourself, what did I do today? Well, oh yeah, cool, thanks. But no, I went to Popeyes today, and I tried out. Oh, that's good to hear. My day's been good. I went to see. Well, I didn't get to go see the Wicked movie yesterday, but I will try to go see it next next Tuesday, actually. Well, we'll see. Well, Tuesday's going to be a little bit of a mess, but we'll see. So. So, yes. Come on. You gonna eat? Good. There. Perfect. But yeah, I went to Popeyes today, and Popeyes... Oh no, we do not talk bad about Popeyes here. Wait, where? Oh, there's the egg. No, but I tried out their new cheese curds. I tried out their new cheese curds that they have at Popeyes because of the Freddy Fazbear, collab. The Five Nights at Freddy's collab that they just did, and it's actually not that bad. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, I love Popeyes. It's one of my favorite places in the whole world. But let me guess. Dead-Eye Crow. You love what's that called? KFC. KFC? Listen. KFC is good and all, but it doesn't have like the same level of taste that Popeyes does. I will sit here and defend Popeyes as much as I can because, well, I stand with Popeyes. And I love their delicious chicken. I love everything about them. McDonald's is doing a Grinch meal. Ay, ay, ay. You know, Chick-fil-A, I don't really care for Chick-fil-A. And it's just like, I don't know, there's not much going on with the food when it comes to like their taste. And no, I'm not bringing up like controversies or anything with that. No. Why I say that. It's just like, I don't know. They kind of are a bit flat. Popeyes has no flavor. You, sir, are very mistaken. You've been manipulated by you've been manipulated by KFC into believing that all other chicken brands are are nothing. But guess what? Popeyes is the true king, okay? I'm just telling you that now. You've been manipulated by Big Chicken to believe such a thing. KFC is on top. No, it is not. Listen, like KFC, it's actually, well, they have like a lot of stores, KFC, like fast food chains across the United States and abroad. Yes, that is true. But I think if Popeyes was to like expand a little bit more outside the US, I think they could actually do the same and be on top. If I'm going to be honest with you. What's your opinion on the McRib? You know, it's funny that you bring up the McRib because I saw an advertisement for it today. And honestly, the McRib is nothing. It really isn't anything, nothing good. At one of the gas stations close by to me, actually, they have like a similar version to a McRib, but it actually has like a charred taste to it, which I don't know. I think that's better than anything McDonald's can do. But what about you? What do you think of the McRib? All right. All right. Just give me a sec. Actually, trying to think of what else I should say about Popeyes. Like I've already given like my thoughts on like McDonald's and everything like that, but like I don't know. There's some fast food chains I've never tried, and I don't know. Like I've never been to TGI Fridays, never been to Shake Shack, never been to like Arby's. But even then, I don't want to even go to Arby's because Arby's is just like a little bit I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's much going on there besides like read any cool books recently. I do have that one book about like different religions that I've always, I really enjoy reading. But no, I only have like the ones that I showed previously on stream, and that's on more in depth into like the Middle East with like the different cultures there, which yeah, no, I've only read like a little bit of it, but um yeah, I need more time to actually sit down and read it. So yeah, what about you, chat? Oh, any good books or manga or comic books even that you guys have been enjoying? Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. Come on. You can take care of. Oh. Alright, here, just give me a sec. Go down there and take care of the enemy. Good. Actually, I was kind of thinking about, like, getting back into comic books. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to read, like, a lot of different comic books. But I haven't had, like, the chance to actually, like, find anything new. But, I don't know. There's a lot of indie comic books out there that I want to find the good time to actually like get some and read some of them actually, comic books. So yeah, like there was this graphic novel series I was getting a little bit interested in, and it was like well, an anthology of like Lovecraftian stories. I'll have to like find that graphic novel. But yeah. I don't know. I just I've been trying to like find like cool and interesting stuff that isn't really mainstream. If I'm going to be honest with you. Specifically, I want like good horror, good horror stories. Like there's this one genre of horror called gothic horror. Like horror is a giant jive-ass, like not jive-ass, diverse sea. Horror is one giant diverse sea with vast different kinds of fish that live in it. And when it comes to gothic horror, like everyone knows Dracula, everyone knows Frankenstein, but there's this one book that one of my relatives have told me about, and it's called The Monk. And from what I've been told, it has like there is some supernatural elements to that story specifically, but a lot of it is about like a monk that has a love affair with a nun, and some very crazy things happen in that situationship. And yeah, no, I just I'm gonna think about getting a copy of it and actually reading The Monk. So, because I don't know, gothic horror is just always something I've had like a little bit of an interaction with, just through um, obviously those two, Dracula and Frankenstein, but also things like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and other books that were published in around like 18 like 1880s or 1890s, like that time period of the 1800s was, how do you say, it was the period when, of course, like science was progressing, and well, you know, everyone was scrambling to create something to symbolize that change of, the mystical coming to, you know, the modern world in that time. And also like to capture like the beauty of how do you say, of things like sorrow and stuff like that. That genre of horror is just filled to the brim with that kind of like romanticizing the macabre. So, you know, and other things that are considered dark, but yeah. That's it. Oh, I think I brought it up actually a couple streams ago about how I watched the latest Frankenstein movie by Guillermo del Toro, and I didn't say like much about it. Well, let me say this: like I only watched like the first half of the movie, but I did watch it completely like a few days ago, and honestly, it's really good, really great movie. If any of you have watched any Guillermo del Toro movies, you would know how like there's a lot of symbolism in that movie about like becoming a god and creating life from nothing. Like from the original Frankenstein book, where there's a lot of themes of becoming a god and creating life, and callbacks to Prometheus, the Greek titan. Like in the film itself, the latest Frankenstein movie by Guillermo del Toro, it captures that energy, and with everyone's performance in that movie was fantastic. Oscar, I believe his name is Oscar Wilde. He played as a Moon Knight, actually, from the Moon Knight series. Oscar Wilde got to play a fantastic Dr. Frankenstein. He was a perfect choice for that movie. And Guillermo del Toro, I say this. The first time I ever watched Guillermo del Toro, I actually watched his Hellboy series from the early 2000s. And those are also really great comics too. Hellboy series. Oh, let me fix this. Okay. But yeah, very good series. I loved with his take on Hellboy and most of his monsters is that he will use CGI, yes, but he mainly uses a lot of practical effects for his creatures. Like he'll only use. Oh, unfortunately, unfortunately, the actor said he doesn't want to work with Disney for Moon Knight. Yeah. Um, I can't remember. Well, I think with Oscar Wilde, like I think there was a well, what was his name? Bob Iger. The I believe Bob Iger is still the CEO of Disney, but he recently said in an interview about how like Disney, the Walt Disney Company, including things like Pixar, um, the Star Wars team, like all these different people, like they're going to start using AI, generative AI. And if you've ever tuned into this stream, you should know my stance on that. It's anti-worker, it's anti-art, it's everything that a person who understands like it affects real people. Like, yeah, I think that was the whole reason why Oscar Wilde said I'm not going to work with Disney, just because of that. Which, don't get me wrong, it is a unfortunate that he may not be coming back as Moon Knight, but I do stand with the principle of like, oh, we shouldn't be embracing this technology, like especially in the film industry that is incredibly exploitative. So, like any industry. Yeah. Hopefully Disney reconsiders their decision and maybe Oscar Wilde can come back to reprise his role. So, and you know what? Actually, you bring up something good. Actually, since you brought up Oscar Wilde, um, not reprising his role as Moon Knight, but there's a lot of creators out there. Well, here on Twitch and on YouTube, like any platform like that, and they are grifters in that like you know they feed on outrage and they will like target a film and say all this BS in order to like you know get that ad revenue and things like that, like, and they will cherry pick stuff and just make up things just so that they can you know get people to watch their stuff by completely fabricating anything. Like there was a whole thing with like the actress Brie Larson, which no, I don't think of her as like a bad actress, but when Captain Marvel came out, they went after her and were saying all this like stuff about that movie. And there that movie had like a lot of issues, but you know, it wasn't her fault mainly. So, and you know what? The same creators who made those kinds of videos and stuff like that, when the Mario Galaxy movie was announced and Brie Larson was announced to be playing Rosalina, they were actually like those same people were saying, "Oh, this movie's going to be terrible. It's going to be the downfall of the movie." Like, first off, it was just a small clip. You can't judge a movie. You can't judge a movie, period, if you just watch like a trailer or two or a clip. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't like those kinds of creators. They always have an agenda to just like, you know, make people mad and then uh just milk it until it's dry. That's how it is usually. Media criticism is good, but if you are just going to just mm, make things up in order to well, no, make up fake outrage and stuff like that, it's not good. It's slop. It's truly just slop content. I would kind of call it chud slop, if you know what I mean. It's a bit chuddy. All right, there we go. Well, anywho, give me a sec. I need to throw this out. Hmm. I have way too much stuff in my inventory. Ooh, come on. Thank you. Should probably get some sleep. Disney is trash. Um, mm, how should I say this? Hmm. I wouldn't say Disney is trash, but I do think that they are just eh, like they're like any other media company in that like like oh, you know what, actually, like there was the actors and I say writers and actors guild like protesting over like improving their workplaces when it comes to like how much the workers get and work benefits and money hungry. Yes, they are. Like there will be some people who will disagree with me, but this is my like this is how I interpret it. Like a lot of shows, like not just movies, but a lot of TV shows and talk shows, like late night shows. Though those shows like heavily depend on the writers who work on those projects, and a lot of people who where like, oh, all of these movies and TV shows were being pushed back. Like, I get that is upsetting. I do. But my personal thing is that as long as, those workers are getting, like, their rights are being respected and are not being replaced with generative AI, that's, you know, that's like the best thing you can do to support those workers, because let's just face this, when it comes to um, anything, if, let's say, if you give a person less time to work on something and you cut their paycheck extremely thin, and then you keep like pushing people and pushing people, eventually the product that comes out is 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 nothing. It's, it has no value. And that's why, like, it's important to support, like, people having enough time. They have everything that they need to, do what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I know a couple people personally who are in the arts, and it's extremely difficult, as any industry is. And those people, you know, need they need like all the work benefits that they need in order to do what they do. So, yeah. But no, Disney is truly money hungry. Indeed. That's why I don't mind personally. And it's the same with the video game industry too, broadly, with the developers. So, actually, um with that GTA game, GTA 6, from what I've been hearing, is that I haven't looked too much into like what's going on behind the scenes, but when you hear about all these different games that are coming out and like how slow it is, a video game takes a lot of time. And when you create a deadline for a certain game, and behind the scenes it's really hard to like you know try to fit like a release schedule. No, it's going to be even more harder. So if I was the people over at Rockstar, I would personally say don't announce a date. Let's just say we're working on it, and then when everything seems like it's good, then actually say here's the date. If I was Rockstar, I would do that. But hey, it doesn't take like a big brain individual in order to come to that conclusion. I'm just a person on the internet just playing Minecraft and just talking about silly things. Anyone can come to that conclusion. But, yeah. That's how it is. Oop. Oh, I need to eat. But yeah, what else have you guys been up to today? There we go. Ah, it keeps raining. You got a new game? Oh, that's sick. Nice, man. What game? Oop. Uh-oh. Ooh. There we go. Hmm. I was thinking about like eh, when it comes to like new games, I'm only looking forward to that one Marvel Power Wash Sim. Oh, that's cool. I've I've only heard about it a little bit, but that's cool. Simulators are fun. They're just I don't know. But that's cool, dude. I hope you have a good time with that game. All right. There we go. Personally, I think this is going well, pretty well indeed. Actually, I actually, you know what? I feel really bad about myself because today I woke up around like 11 and I was furious because I'm like, oh, like I feel like I waste my day. Like there's some people who wake up around like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and it's just I don't know. That's like I feel really guilty, and that's why like when I hear people waking up around like those kinds of times, it's like oh I don't know. It's not good. Am I the only one who feels weird about that? Because like some people will just say it with a straight face and just treat it as if it's nothing. But it's like, jeez, you can do some good stuff with that time. No, no, I think I'm just weird that way. Well, it's not weird, but eh, yep. Okay. All right. Let's continue doing this. Actually, no, it's raining. Ugh, even more. Like I try not to mess with the rain too much, but it's like I don't know. I feel like this isn't going too well, personally. Yeah. Well, you kind of have those days. Yeah. You know, I. Mm, it's kind of crazy to me that this year is coming to an end. that 2025 in just a month is going to be actually like coming to a close, and a lot of things have actually happened in this year, and I don't know what's gonna happen next year, but I only hope that next year comes with like even more promises of like good things. Like to talk about like mental health a little bit, like I think I've been pretty vocal in that like, you know, content creation has been like a very positive force, I think, to me at least. I can't speak for other people, but last well last year in August, that's when I started streaming, and I didn't really think I would have like a future, kinda. And then like when I got into this, now I feel like I have like now I feel like I actually know where my life is going, kinda. And you know what? That's good. I feel great now. I haven't felt as good in a long time. So, I don't know. And I really hope for like next year, like personal wise, I really just hope it keeps going up and up because, it's always good to be in that kind of mindset. But yeah. And by the way, I wish for all of you, you guys have like a good coming year, 2026. Uh, all right. Well, yeah. Just give me a sec. I can't speak. Um, as you can see, this giant plot of land, we're going to be making this into the farm area. So, yes, that will be it. Let me just get something else. All right. Ugh, creeper. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. Oh, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. I'm trying to think. All right. Oh, by the way, um, what was I gonna say? Hmm. Ooh. Um. Wait. Actually, here, just give me a sec. It came in like a bit ago, but I got this. Well, no. Um. No. No. This is from a couple months ago, but I want to show the new Violent Vera album I actually got on vinyl. It will be a part of the vinyl video, like my fourth one in February. So let me go grab it. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, I'm here. This is the album that I got in the mail. I pre-ordered this um, a few months ago, and it came in like very recently. And this is Violent Vera's debut album, "Lover of a Ghost." And this is just a fantastic album. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like this is the back. Here's the track list with everything. I really like the song "Eat," "Common Decency," and "Zacharine" here on B on the B side, and yeah, no, it's really good. And this is what the inside looks like, actually. So yeah, you can see Violent Vera here with the ghost, and yeah, it's very cool. Let me just pull up this. Ah, come on. Seeing her in real life is quite interesting with the show. Well, no, not the show. The when I got to see her in concert. So, see. I'll answer your question in just one sec. Yeah, very. She's a really great artist. Definitely check her out. So, Violent Vera. I want to see her like in concert again. So, yeah, I'll answer your question in just one sec. So just give me a sec. All right, I'm back. What did you eat for dinner? I had Popeyes today, and Popeyes is delicious. If you think KFC is the best, you haven't tried Popeyes. So yes, I love Popeyes chicken. Popeyes I believe they're called fully Popeyes Louisiana chicken. Oh, I love Popeyes so much. Yeah. But what about you guys? What did you have for lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunner, brunch, like all that stuff? Or second breakfast if we're using Hobbit logic. I mean. Well, I only have a quesadilla. Quesadilla? Mmm. That's good. That's good. Pizza? Oh, sick. Oh, nice. What kind of pizza and what kind of quesadilla? That's the real question. Okay. Pepperoni? Just cheese? Cool. You know, when it comes to pizza, um, it's jalapenos, peppers. Well, excuse me, jalapenos, onions, sausage, barbecue sauce. And when it comes to my quesadillas, oh, you're very picky. When it comes to quesadillas, it's jalapenos, onions, shrimp, chicken, and barbecue sauce. So, yes. Actually, when I come to Pennsylvania, I usually, um, I'm assuming most of you who are from Pennsylvania know what Sheets is. But when I go to Sheets, I actually, I get the breakfast quesadilla, and I put all of those things into it. It's one of my. You know what? Sheets is actually. It's a very good, uh, very good, okay, um, gas station. I've only been to a couple gas stations where I said, "Man, that was actually good." I'm talking about them as if they're inherently special, but you know, I don't know. I'm weird. Don't mind me. I'm a silly little guy. Ooh woo bean. I'm sorry. No, it. I can't speak. I just find that phrase so funny. Like, oh, ooh woo bean. Like, I don't know. When you hear certain things and when you hear it like said in person, you're like, does this person actually speak this way? I don't know. I just feel that way with when I hear like, oh, this person like a ooh woo little bean. It's like, what? This person, I don't know. Don't mind me. I'm silly. Oh, Thanksgiving question. What's everyone doing for Thanksgiving? Okay. I'm trying to find some dirt. Oh, there's some dirt. Oh, what's this? What are you having for Thanksgiving? Probably sleep. Only day off except Sunday. Oh, well, for you, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving and you know have a good day off. What am I having for Thanksgiving? Well, how do you say this? I don't live close to family. Like they're pretty far away from where I live. So we usually go to a Chinese buffet, but we actually might be going to a barbecue place actually. And it's actually kind of like mm, like a bit southern, like a bit of a southern style barbecue. Which, if any of you have ever been to like the south, the south of the United States, like their brisket is like beyond like it's so tasty. It's so fantastic. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna shout out a place. Um, in Alabama, if any of you ever go to Alabama or you live in Alabama or whatever, go to J. What is it called? Not Jay's. It's called Butcher's Paper. Butcher's Paper in Opelika, Alabama. It's a really it like their brisket is like mwah. Like they have like a lot of good people who work there, and I don't know, it's just a good family oriented restaurant. So, yeah. Love myself a good brisket. So, there is one place, however, in that area that I do not like, and it's just I can't remember the name of it, but they give you a brisket that has like mustard, like and hey, if you like mustard, you're gonna like that place. If you are like me and don't like mustard of any sort, oh, it's bad news, man. I don't like mustard. Period. I don't even know why people like mustard. It's a little bit strange. I don't know. The taste of it is just like mustard is so good. I don't know. Mustard to me is just like this is gonna sound so silly. The color of mustard is yellow and it makes me feel weird. Like I feel a sense of caution when I'm around mustard. It's yellow. I can't I don't know. I don't know. To me it doesn't look like it's supposed to be around. I'm weird that way. Ooh. Ah. Just give me a sec. Who's trying to shoot me? Oh well. Let's just throw this out. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel a bit dazed. Like when you wake up in the morning and you just feel a bit sluggish, I kind of like I'm kind of still feeling that right now actually. I'm like, "Oh, like zombie like." I don't know. And I had like a really bad headache last night too actually. So, you know, trying to think what else could be something cool. Like ooh, come on. Oh, wait, yes. We're going to have more of these sniffing creatures. Come here. Come on. By the way, if you see any ads, just they are like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, I think. But if you don't want to see those ads, you can always subscribe. But don't feel any pressure to. But it would be cool. Excuse me. All right. Wait a minute. I know exactly what to do now. I know exactly what to do now. I was trying to think of like what to do now, because I have like a lot of the land ready, so I should probably what was I gonna say? Oh, get crap. What was I gonna say? Get the fences up. We need the fences up. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So I need a lot of wood. There we go. Thank you. I need a lot of wood because this is going to require a lot of wood. There we go. Wait a minute. Yeah. Is that all? Okay. Okay. Hmm. So, yeah, just talk about what you guys want to talk about. Here to listen, like, I don't know. What's going on in your guys' lives? Anything new, fun, interesting? Like, I want to, like, hear what everyone's up to, because, I don't know. Hello there. Sorry that I ditched last time, I think. Well, no, welcome. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Prussian Mummy 18? It's always a pleasure to have you here. What have you been up to? Oh, oh. I need to change my username and my. Oh, you're watching a chess movie right now? That's sick. Cool, cool, cool. Actually, what do you mean about changing your thing? Let me look at this. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, but okay. Oh shoot. I don't use this account a lot. No, that's fair. That's fair. But hey, I like it. Prussian Mummy 18. I'm by the way, I I'm sorry that when I saw your your username, I accidentally called you Prussian Mommy 18, and I'm like, whoa, I'm sorry. I what the? Yeah, no, my apologies. Sounds a bit sussy, if you ask me. uh, come on. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I've actually begun to finish on this project right now. We're just in the beginning stages of finishing this, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a tier list tomorrow, and then I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday, and that will be that will be it until the next week, actually. So, wait a minute. Is it Saturday? Oh my gosh. What day is it? It's Saturday, right? Is it? Oh. If it's. I don't know. Wait. It's Saturday. Oh my god. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like, as I was saying about like feeling dazed, like you know when you wake up and then you feel like you're like I've never had like the experience before, but kind of like a hangover. It feels like that. I was like, oh my gosh, and I was thinking it was like I was thinking it was like Thursday or something. I don't know. You know, I get really messed up around like this kind of this time of year. Like the winter time really messes with me. Like it messes with my how you say? Eh, I'm trying to figure out how to put it, but like you know like with things like seasonal depression and then you have like stuff like what do you say? Like you don't know what day of the week it is or something. Like that kind of stuff. I felt that just for a moment. I don't know. I'm weird that way, but like, geez, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. I will be playing God of War uh next month. I'm not sure when exactly, so if you like God of War, um yeah, definitely tune in. We're going to continue the storyline with Ragnarok. Which, by the way, if you don't know what Ragnarok translates to, it's actually cool because Ragnarok actually translates to Twilight of the Gods. And you know, if you're familiar with the ancient myth, then you would know about everything that transpires during Ragnarok. So, yeah. I'm assuming most of you know what Ragnarok is in Norse mythology and like also what's that called? I'm trying to think. In Norse mythology and I'm trying to think of the word. Uh, mm, it's a it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But yeah, Ragnarok is a very chaotic time in the Norse pantheon. Actually, yeah. When it comes to Ragnarok, like the fact that well, Thor he dies to the giant world serpent Jotmungandr. It's crazy that well, how do you say this? Like out of all the apocalypses that exist in like world mythology and religions from across the world, that one's the most chaotic in my mind. Like if we compare two different apocalypses or end of the worlds, like let's just say we compare Ragnarok to something like from the book of Revelation from like the Bible. When you compare those two, like I would say the worst one, if you were to like live in those like in that period and have to experience everything, the Book of Revelation would have to be like the most worse because of like how much time is spent between different periods. But in terms of like visually, with all the chaotic stuff happening, Ragnarok would have to be, to me at least, a bit more worse. So, yeah, I think I need to mm, get a little bit more. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go put on my Mjolnir while I'm thinking about it. Just give me a sec. There we go. There we go. This is chat was acting for a while. Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. But yeah, no, here is my Mjolnir. Yeah. I used to wear the Mjolnir a lot around like when I would go out. But, you know, I've decided to rewear it and embody the spirit of mm, that mythology more specifically. Like out of all the Norse gods that are from that pantheon, but the Prussian mommy was a bit funny. Don't worry about it. Okay, I won't. But no, it was that was yeah. But my train of thought. um well, you know what? If like you know it'd be actually funny? Like it like imagine if instead like it was Prussian mommy 18. Imagine if it was like imagine if it was like Dommy mommy 69. Now that would be no, that would be very interesting. And you know what? There is probably a Dommy mommy 69 out there. Boners for sure. For real, for real. You know, we all have those kinds of days. Yeah. Yes. I just noticed it now. Oh my. We love that. Oh my. Anywho, what was I gonna say? I'm trying to think. Well, I'm trying to think. What was I gonna say? It was yeah, no, out of all the Norse gods, Tyr, Balder, Thor, all of those guys are my personal favorites. Odin is um how do you say? A very strong deity, yes, but mm, I don't know. The fact with Boulder, no, not Boulder. He's the god of light and a bunch of other stuff. But with Tyr, he's the god of justice. And I don't know. I feel like I've been really vibing with him recently. I fuck with Tyr. But yeah, we will be playing God of War 4 sometime next month. And I can't wait to play as Kratos. Actually, is there any new God of War games being announced or anything like that? Like the last one came out in 2022? What's actually happening now with OG God of War 4 based? Yes. I actually finished God of War um a couple months ago, no, several months ago actually. But no, I want to like finish Ragnarok actually. Yeah. And actually after I do that game, I will be doing Ancient Gods Doom Eternal. So, yeah. I'm going to continue lighting up this place cuz geez, it gets too dark. Actually, if anyone likes uh the Doom games in here, what is your favorite demon actually? Here. Oh my gosh. What the This is insane. They're very welcome. Well, my thing with to rehash with Disney. I don't like bring back old 90s Disney. You know, when it comes to okay, I brought this up earlier, but uh-oh. Fuck! No! Mmm. There you go. Well, actually, okay. Where do I begin when okay. How do you put this? I brought up earlier about the concept of something known as mm, the grifting kind of like pop culture people. Like I'm going to bring up a specific creator known as Geeks and Gamers. A a content creator like that who uses pop culture pop culture talking points in order to like blame a certain group to get those clicks and views for ad revenue and stuff like that. Like it's they're known as slop content for a reason. Like I don't like those kinds of creators because the thing is what I don't like about them is that like they'll talk a little bit of what like the behind the scenes of well, how you put this? I'm trying to figure out the best words to put it in because some people won't really understand it. Like, how do you say? When someone throws around the term woke, and they will just say, "Oh, because there's a black character in this game," and then they start saying that's why it's bad. I don't. I think if you try to frame it in that way, I think it's really just lazy. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like there is a reason why certain games will not do so good, and if you pin it on a certain group just because of that, I don't think that's really a correct way of like engaging with a piece of media. If I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, there we go. Like that's how I perceive it. I mean, if the guy who played Moon Knight especially said he won't because he doesn't want to work with them, says that. Yeah, like I don't know. I I perceive I perceive like those kinds of creators who will say, "Oh, because they had this minority group in the in whatever it could be a video game or a TV show or a film, and they just blame that group because it gets them clicks and views and stuff. Whatever. I don't know. I just don't think that's like the best way of it. Like criticizing or critiquing a piece of media. I don't know. Is that how they treat them properly? Well, like, okay, when it comes to things like, I'm trying to figure out the best way of putting this. Plus, I'm running around, so just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. Actually, this topic is this topic actually opens up something pretty interesting. Well, where do I begin? When there's this other creator who talked about this topic pretty extensively and kind of echoes the same kind of thing I do when it comes to like different minority groups being shown in media, specifically in things like video game media. But when people back in like the 90s used to used to say, "Oh, what would a video gamer look like?" A gamer. And a lot of people would say a gamer would look like someone who is Caucasian, has brown hair, and, you know, not extremely built, but built, kinda. And, like, obviously demographics change. And, well, you know, video game companies and other kinds of industry try to, like, change in order to, like, show all the different demographics of, like, who plays their games. And it's kind of crazy. I'll have to pull up the statistic, but now I think it's like 49% of video games, like people who play video games, are actually women. Which, if you go back to like the 80s, it was originally around like, I, I think it was like around like 10% from back in the 80s. And when it comes to like these pop culture um, content creators who blame minorities for games failing or whatever. No, I just think it's just lazy, and I think it's more important to actually confront the current video game industry issues. It's not a minority group who's making games terrible. It's the industries themselves who are not paying their workers their proper wages, not giving them the best anything to, you know, do well in those industries. And well, actually, let me see this. Fair point. I'm not generalizing a bit on certain groups when it comes to wokeness. I don't even mind black characters as they made soul. I don't mind, but overdo it. Well, yeah, that is a fair point. Like, how should you put this? That kind of goes back to when you look at. Well, let's just. I'm trying to figure out the best way of putting this. If we look at civil rights, for example, like 1960s civil rights, the same kind of thing about how that is when it comes to LGBTQ people and how black people were being brought into film. Like, the same kind of overdoing it a little bit was the same kind of thing that they had said for black folk back then. Like, no, I completely understand that line of thinking, but again, like, you know, you kind of get that kind of like rhetoric that change over time. Uh, well, I honestly think that, like, how do you say this? Things change over time, and well, you know, uh, how people see themselves in media is relatively interesting on how they engage with a piece of media. And honestly, it doesn't. I don't mind any of those kinds of changes personally. Like, for example, like, mm, I would say with the Dark Tower, like with the Dark Tower film, the Iron the Ironheart stuff, I can't watch. Oh, I know exactly. It's because it isn't Robert Downey Jr. Because there's only one Iron Man. No, I get that, but again, like, mm, I don't know. Sometimes when people talk about a piece of media, it it's just, I don't know. I feel like they don't really a good job to actually critiquing the piece itself instead of like who is playing the roles. If I'm going to be honest with you, that's that's why I don't engage with those people, because like they don't talk about like these kinds of things in good faith. I think it's always good to engage with anything with good faith and not act in a form of malice, because that just shows that they're not like actively like listening. Like when I'm like, how you put this? Like when I see your guys' messages in the chat, I try to make sure to read them as much as I can in order to like not make you guys feel like I'm not listening, because I try to read as much as I can just so that I can understand. You know what I mean? I feel like when it comes to any kind of media, like people will just hear a little bit and then they make like a decision. Hmm. Did you know? Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah, I did know that. Robert Downey Jr. famously did blackface. Actually, I did know that. And actually, one of my friends last night, we were just talking about like Robert Downey Jr. and how he was he did that. However, he did went up to one of the black actors on the set and actually asked if it was okay with him. And personally, I don't like blackface. Yes, you know, no, not good stuff. But at least the guy went to said, "Hey, can we just do this for this movie?" And he said, "Sure." I don't really see anything wrong with it. However, this is the big however. Like the standards of comedy do change over time, and that's why I'm not going to really like say, "Oh, that movie's bad," because you know it was a different point in time. So I don't know. I try to like engage with something and you know treat it with good faith when talking about a certain piece of media. But yeah, I did. Yeah, I hope you guys can understand where like what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I feel like when I'm talking about something, people don't really understand because I don't know. It's kind of hard to like keep track with someone sometimes. At least he asked permission. That's good. The standards of comedy has fallen. Most people get offended anyways over things that shouldn't be offended to begin with. You know, actually, I'm trying to figure out like the best way of putting this. Like, how should I put this? Because like, I do agree. I do agree with you. And the thing is, like, for example, calling slurs in a playful way. No, I'm completely fine with that. Yeah. This is the one thing I don't like when it comes to certain people. And this is like I hope you guys will understand when I say this. The people who like to be offensive to people, like they're punching down to certain groups of people. Like they say, "Oh yeah, I get to do this," but I'm completely fine with that if you are willing to like not be butthurt if someone does it back to you, because you know there are those people out there who will say, "Oh, let me just say this word and let me offend you," but they get offended when you offend them. Like they want to eat their cake, but they want to eat their cake without like the sour parts of it too. Like I don't know. Like I I roll my eyes when I hear someone saying, "Let people be offended. They can't take the comedy, man." But when they get offended, they're like, "Why did you do that?" Don't diss it if you can't take it. For real. Someone gets it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, for example, I've kind of talked about them a bit more recently, but I really do believe that they are a really great band. If people get offended when offended, take that. Oh, please, don't get me started. Here, let me just do this. There we go. Just give me a sec. I had to take care of a bot. Alright, okay. Alright, let me see your thing. Your message. If people get offended. Yes, absolutely. You know, actually, when it comes to the offensive, um, when it comes to the offensive stuff, there's this band out there who had, well, how do you say this? If any of you are familiar with hardcore punk, there's a band out there called the Dead Kennedys. They incorporated their offensive nature in their music to make like political statements mm, about the punk scene and also about like politics in general. Like they have this really great song called what is it called? It's called Holiday in Cambodia. All right. And I really do suggest you guys go listen to the song because it's a really great song. But in that song, there's a holiday in Cambodia. Cancel culture has gone out of control. I would, well, mm, government censorship. Yeah, that's far worser. But no, in that song, I really recommend you guys check it out. Like, if you're familiar with the war in Cambodia from the 70s, like you will understand that it was a really hard time for not just the Cambodians but also here in the United States when creating lines between people of like, oh, we should be in those wars or not. But that song, the Dead Kennedys song about Cambodia, they were critiquing the people who, like college students, who would go out and say, we need to get out of the war, we need to get out of the war, but they don't actually go out there and, you know, just give me a sec. I love his games without. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but no, honestly, like the message of that song is if they say, if you are preaching something, then you should actually go out there and do it. Don't just sit there and say, oh, I believe in this, I believe in this, but you actually don't do it. And, they wrote a lot of offensive songs to make a point because, well, you know, that, like, I feel like the nature of punk, like, oh man, do I love punk because it has so much power. It has so much, like, like if you ever look into the history of punk, I talk about punk a lot, and I just talk about how, like, there's this song called, I can't think of this name. What is it called? Um, what happened to the scene or something? But like, they tell you, they tell you that punk is not just the fashion. It's not just like how you feel, but it's like core principles of being yourself and standing up against the cruel, standing up against the wicked, standing up against like things that hurt people. It's a lot of things, but that's what punk is in the broad sense of the word. And I don't know. Like that's why I resonate with punk so much because like I've used to be, well, how do I say this? Like I know what it feels like to be pushed around and people like making you feel bad and all this stuff. Like with punk just give me a sec. With punk music, it tells you to not just say fuck authority, but tells you to make those life choices in order to, you know, make a difference in your personal life, and that's what I really love about punk. Cambodia is worse since came. Yes, I don't know. I'm sorry if I a little bit ran about punk, but no, like I'm serious. Like look into the history, look into the music, look into the subculture. It's just brimming with so much like things. Like if you ever look into like what's that called? It straight edge, for example. In punk music, especially in the 80s, 1980s, there was the belief that punk was like, oh, if you are a punk, you will do drugs, you will be very self-destructive. There, you would be like Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols. But there was this guy named fuck, I'm trying to think of his name. Fuck, what is his name? Let me think. Ian Mackay, that's his name. Ian Mackay. Ian Mackay in the 1980s, he he saw like the effects of drugs in his community in Washington D.C. This was like early 80s in Washington D.C. where drugs were absolutely out of control. He said, "No, fuck that." And he decided to make a band called Minor Threat, and he actively encouraged people who would go to those shows to not take any drugs, not to take any alcohol, any illegal substances. And, it worked. He created a subculture that said that you don't need to take drugs, you don't need to take, alcohol, you can be more than what your circumstances, are. Punk can really change people's lives. So, but do you think what do I think of that? Um no, nothing good comes out of something that how do you say this? If something is trying to limit your ability to live freely, then it's no good. Like everyone deserves everyone deserves to be free in that they don't have to be afraid of not having enough to eat, like enough to live without feeling any sense of persecution. Like that's how I feel about that's how I feel about things like that. And it's not just for that part of the world. For everyone around the world, like, I want the best for everyone. I don't know. Like sometimes people will say, "Oh, you can't have a perfect world," but I personally think you can. Like that's what makes me say like I say this. I'm trying to think of how I put this. Like an absolute perfect world. What's this? Uh, tolerate socialism. I don't agree with socialism. I see. You know, like actually there is a book out there. I've talked about it before, but it's called The Plague by Albert Camus. And in that whole book, like the main message behind that book is that like, there's the plague and it's ravaging a small city, and the whole message behind that book is that we we can try to do as much as we can to make lives better. And that's what I think is like a guiding principle anyone should live to do. Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about like on my off time to actually like volunteer and like try to make life a bit better for like average people, because a lot of people around the United States, at least, well, other parts of the world, yes, but for talking about here, the United States, Camus, you've never heard of the plague to this day? You've never read it? It's a fantastic book. The main character, he goes to Algeria, and how should I even put this? Like a plague breaks out in this small city, and the doctor, his commitment to alleviating human suffering, he decides to stay behind and help the people in Algeria, in this small city, instead of leaving to go back to France. It's a fantastic book. If you haven't read it, there's probably like a PDF out there where you can like go read it in PDF form, but no, you should definitely do it. It's a fantastic book. Albert Camus is a fantastic writer. But alleviating pain is the best kind of principle, I think, to pursue if you want to make people's lives better. And for next year, I do want to like figure out like a good time so I can like, you know, go out there and make life better in my community, because there's too much senseless suffering out there to that government. Oh my goodness, I'm talking about a lot about things I didn't expect myself to talk about today, but but no, government can't always fix issues in how do you say this? Government can't always fix issues that a community can't. Not every community has a lot of resources to play with, so that's completely understandable. Yes. No, like I don't know. I hope for next year I can like I can try to fix like find a good time to do like work, stream, and then go serve my community. Like I'm gonna try to figure out like how I can do all this next year, because that's like my my next year goal. My next year goal is to support and help my community, because there's a lot of people who don't have their basic needs met, and I think like I have a pretty sizable amount of time to do stuff with, so I think I can sacrifice some of that time to actually help people, because there's a lot of people who are suffering, and it's insane to me that we live in a type of situation where someone who's trying to get by, they get hurt on the job or something, and they have to like sacrifice an arm or a leg or whatever in order to pay that off. That is insane to me. Never trust the government for anything. You can in some respects, but again, like I don't know. I'm pretty passionate about these things. So, you know, serving your I say serving your fellow man is something that should be cherished and not kicked to the wayside. Boy, have I been talking a lot about a lot of different things today. Oh no. I try to avoid these kinds of things just because, like, you know, I want people to feel like they can, like, take a deep breath and stay, like, they can be like, I can just, like, chill and no longer have to deal with like pointless shit. And then like I reinforce that. No, I don't want anyone to feel that way. I want everyone to feel welcomed, feel happy, feel like you belong because I should probably say this because I feel like I need to. We haven't had any issues, but I do want to say this for anyone who may have those kinds of intentions. If someone tries to promote any kind of hate here, banned. I want everyone to feel good. I want everyone to feel welcomed. If anyone does try to say, "Oh, hate this group," gone. I'm sorry. Well, no, not sorry. Hate has no place to exist anywhere. If someone starts talking about like, "Oh, this group is inferior cuz whatever," I'm sorry. We do not accept that here. We haven't had any issues, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that. Just because, you know, like a platform like Kick, they actively, well, not the platform itself, but they create a space where not great things can happen. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I want to stand firm in what I believe so that everyone feels like everyone feels welcomed. I'm sorry if I'm ranting about stuff, but no, like, you know, I want to stand strong in in principles, good principles. Jeez, I'm so sorry. It's you. I think it's usually like when you're around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, just wanted to say that. I hope all of you are having a great day, night, all that jazz. So, what was I gonna say? Hmm. I don't know what to do now. Well, no, I need to get water. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I have a bucket of water. I didn't listen enough through that whole thing because of the ad break. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, my apologies. I have like ads running that will play automatically. But okay. What I was basically saying is that I want everyone to feel welcomed. And if anyone tries to promote any kind of bigotry here, clapped out. They are gone. Because I want everyone to feel good. I want everyone to feel welcomed. Hate has no place here. That's all. That's all I was trying to say. I went on a little bit rant, but everyone does. Okay, where's this? Okay, I got seeds. I'll. I have way too much stuff in this inventory. Oh dear. What's everyone's plans for tomorrow? Hmm. Let's see. I need, you know, oh, that's good. I hope you have a fun time with that. What's this? Need to take allow. Sorry, the auto mod thing was schizo. You know what? I kind of do need to like play around with like the settings a little bit. Not the game, but the stream itself, because I don't know. I think I set them a little bit too high. Not much other than grinding in Fortnite. Oh, that's sick, bro. Nice, dude. Um, shit. What was I gonna say? But that's cool. Oh, by the way, I'm looking so forward to next. I'm gonna do like a stream maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. But I'm looking so forward to like that new thing. Let me see this. But it's mostly tuning behavior patterns of mine. Oh, I get that. Yeah. Like okay, let me just put away some things first before I keep blabbering. Or we're not going to get anything done today. Oh my. Well, actually I'll hold this. But no, I get that. Like I have well, let's just say I have some mental illnesses, and like it can be a little bit hard to like deal with like um you know living about life, but I completely get that. Yeah, some people can be nasty, like when they don't really understand, like when you have like any kind of like um thing like that. But no, I get that, and I hope you have a good day tomorrow and all that good stuff. And it goes for all of you. I hope all of you have a good day. I might be going to a Christmas thing later tonight. I deal with it too, many times, including from my parent life is rough. No, I get that. Yeah, like yeah, like sometime. Well, I can't speak for the. Well, how do you put this? There's a lot of people out there who will like well-meaning people who will try to say that they understand when it comes to mental health stuff, but when it comes to that, like there's a lot of well-meaning people out there, but it really does take someone who you know lives through that kind of thing, like the lived experience, in order to actually understand. With like schizophrenia, like it's super difficult, I would imagine. I don't have schizophrenia, but like I could only just imagine. And I wish the best for those people, because like when you are living with that kind of thing over your head, geez, like it can be frustrating completely. I get that. So yes, we got some. Yay! Let's go. I like to social interest and other. Yeah, absolutely. But it sucks that for real, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah. Is this okay? There's some good potatoes. Good. We're gonna cook some good potatoes. But no, I completely get that. Like, my I have like a issue, like how you say this, like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the best way of putting it. Like, yeah, a lot of well-meaning people will try to understand, and the people who say, "Oh, you're just doing it for an act," like they think, "Oh, you just change up that quick or whatever." Like, no, it's like not everything is so cut and dry. Different types of bipolar disorder exist, and like not every person who has that condition is going to be the same. And that's, I don't know. I just dismiss those people who are not really informed when it comes to mental health. They like a lot of people who well, actually, how should I put this? People who don't know much about mental health, like they think that people who suffer with mental health are like extremely violent, which there are some people who do, but if you look at like statistics on who's more likely to experience violence or violent encounters, people who have mental health illnesses are far more likely to be the victims of abuse of any sort. So, no, that's why I dismiss those people because they're not willing to actually like understand. Maybe I can try to pull up like a what's this? I have a close friend who has schizophrenia. One of the chillest people I've met. She's extremely high. So tough though. Oh, you know, yeah, like what's yeah, it's insane. Well, no, well, okay, there will be some people who say you say insane. That no, I don't mean it in that way. But I don't know. It's it. We live in such an interesting time, and mental health discussion has really improved, and it's like super fantastic. Actually, it will be on my mind until I actually like give you an exact statistic. So give me a sec to actually look it up. How should I put this? Give me a sec. Mental health. I just give me a sec. Victim victim statistics. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to find like the static like the the certain statistic. Mental health victims of domestic abuse. Yes. Oh, come on. Mm. Well, I'll try to look at it in a little bit later, but you know, I don't want to like waste too much time, kind of thing. But no, if you look it up, like you see, like the the likely I say this like who like people who have mental health issues, like who is more likely to be like the victims of abuse? It is a lot of people who have mental health issues that are the victims of abuse compared to people who don't have it. Okay. By the way, I was trying to work really fast. What laptop model do you have, by the way? Um, I can answer that in the next stream because I would have to pull it up on my um Actually, let me see if I can from here. Just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. Hmm. I am looking at it right now. It's a HP Paladin gaming laptop. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. I also agree. Paydoom? Hmm. Actually, Prussian Mommy 18. If you can please like look up that statistic in like look it up and put it in the chat, please. So then I can look at the exact statistic just so that I can, make sure to drive that point home because I don't know. I would feel really guilty if I did not do that. Thank you. And I can also use that statistic for like when this goes out to YouTube, like just so that like people don't think I'm talking out my ass, if you know what I mean. I would very much appreciate it. Plus that, yeah, I want to drive that home. Hmm. And also other people can look at it too if they want. Hmm. I'll look at that in a little bit. I can't even see the water. I wish it was back to like blue because then I would actually be able to see it. How long is the stream going to go on today? Um, I think it might go on for like one more hour, but yeah. By the way, I hope you're doing a. I hope you're enjoying the stream, the Dead Eye Crow. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and I hope you've been enjoying the stream. I hope you also find this pretty engaging. Okay. Oh, thanks. Thank you, dude. I'm assuming you're sending it through a different avenue, but we'll see. I'll look at it in the chat. I'll look at it when it comes through. What? Wait, what? Just give me a sec. Okay. I'm going to read this. People with mental health illnesses are more likely to be victims of violence than premeditators of violence and are also likely to distract direct aggression towards themselves rather than others. A combined analysis of several studies found that 30.9% of people with mental health illnesses have been victims of violence in a 6 month period compared to 23%, 23.9% who have been who committed violence. Can you also send me that as a link so I can keep that for the future for when this comes out to YouTube, please? And also, thank you very much, Prussian Mummy 18. I very much appreciate that. Another study indicates that those with several mental health illnesses are more likely to engage in self-direct aggression other than other direct aggressions. Yeah, you know, as I said, like there's a lot of misinformation out there who try to indicate that people with mental health illnesses, you know, do that they are more likely to commit violence, but with that, it shows that people who have, I say, people who have mental health illnesses are more likely to be the victims of violence. And you know, we can try to say that it is people who are in a household where they don't understand or anything like that. Like, no, it's insane. That's the upper part. Can Yeah, but thank you very much, Prussian Mommy 18. I very much appreciate that. And if you could send me a link, um, I will make sure to include that, just so that people can go and look at it on their own time. I would appreciate that. But yeah. Boy, have we talked about a lot today. Oh my. Well, actually, I should probably. It is getting a little bit late, just a little bit, and I do want to like, you know, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Prussian Mummy 18 was very generous to send me the link. And yeah, everyone give a kudos to Prussian Mummy uh, 18. Yes. Did a great service. Thank you again. And the source is from the CSG Justice Center. So again, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. All right. Oop. Okay. I should probably like we're not gonna have enough time to do like the whole farm, so this will probably have to be like a part three. Funny enough. Ah, I see. Well, I usually I'm against that, but hey, thank you though. Freshwater storage pretty soon. Cool. All right. I'm gonna probably end the stream over here. So just give me a sec. Okay. I just want to say thank you so much for coming to the stream. I had a great time with you guys. Yeah. If how do I say this? Uh, yeah, there will be a stream tomorrow, and it's going to be uh, punk and metal tier list. So, hey, if you like any of the bands, um, hopefully, you know, uh, just let me know what you guys think of what my takes are in some of these stuff. But anything else? Oh yeah. Again, to reiterate a couple things from today. Um, hope you have a great day, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and all that good stuff. Again, everyone's welcomed here. Anyone who promotes any kind of hate, you know, we not allowed here. And anything else? Oh yeah. Um, I'm trying to think. Let's wish the best for the coming year. That's all. Yeah. All right. So, you guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.